The Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association presents Matinee Madness. Matinee Madness is presented by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center, Hagemeyer Farms, and Eldorado Scioto Downs. Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of Matinee Madness. Today we are at Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, Ohio for today's matinee. I'm Frank Froz, this is Cheyenne Crispin, and Cheyenne, we have just got a beautiful day for racing today.
Oh, absolutely. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. We just have a little bit of wind today, and we have 11 races here on the card for you to see. We have 4 trotting, 6 pacing. The first one is both gates, so we'll see how well that goes. And then we have 36 horses here on the track in total, 33 2-year-olds and 3 3-year-olds. So very exciting to see what goes on today. And
this is one of the last chances that these trainers are going to have to see their horses on a fairground track before they start qualifying, especially the 2-year-olds.
And not only that too, going to be one of their last chances to get that experience behind the starting gate. And you know, you need to have that good experience behind the starting gate because that is a make it or break it kind of situation.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'll be joined by the man who put this matinee together, the manager of the Crawford County Fair, Dave Stotts, right after this.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring for and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sired at 12, that have earned over $1 million. Lane of Stone, a multiple Ohio Sire Stakes winner at 2 and 3. Heart of Chewbacca, standing his first year at Hagemeyer Farms, holds the 3-year-old pacing record for the fastest mile on any 5/8 mile track in Ohio. And Rodeo Romeo, a half-brother to Millionaire Stallion Check 6. Hagemeyer Farms, looking to stand the next great stallion in Ohio. Welcome back to Matinee Madness at the Crawford County Fairgrounds, joined now by the fair manager of the Crawford County Fair, David Stotts. And David, first off, what goes into putting on a matinee like this?
Well, it's a lot of hard work. Goes to getting things ready, the draw, things like that, getting enough help. Because it's all volunteers to help me put this on. And that's the first thing. You know, I couldn't do it without the local horsemen and the fair board for their help that goes into this day to make it so that these guys can come school their babies.
Now you have horses stabled here. They train here. The track looks in great condition.
Our horsemen, yes, we have horses here year-round. Our horsemen here take phenomenal care of the racetrack. Yes, we put stone on it when they need it and do lots of things, but they take care of it. And, you know, the track is like their baby. And you know, without a good track, you don't have a good horse.
And you've got a beautiful barn that you just put up a couple of years ago.
Yes, we put that barn up a year and a half ago. It's got about 10 horses in it now, which is really surprisingly going well. So we're maybe going to put up another one in another year or so, maybe.
Now, you are the new fair manager. What does that involve? It's not only just doing a matinee.
Oh, no, the fair manager's job. Yes, I took that position in December. The fair manager's job is basically everything you can imagine putting on a fair, you know, from concessionaires to outside vendors to helping with entertainment. And then in the off-season, bringing the fairgrounds out to other events and things. It's a big job. It's more than what people really think it is when coming down to it. It ain't just harness racing. It's the whole big picture of what goes into the fair.
What makes the Crawford County Fair special?
Well, it's home for me, so that's the big thing that makes it special for me. And we always have nice races here, and it's always great weather. It's just perfect here at home.
Well, you got a busy day in front of you. I want to thank you for taking a few minutes to stop by and talk to us. Let's send it over to Cheyenne Crispin to preview our first race.
All right, now kicking off the first race here, we're going to talk about some of the horses here. This is race 1. This is a double gate, so trotters and pacers are in this race with a time bar of 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Number 1 is Tommy L. Driver is Hank Levan and trainer is Hank Levan. This is a 2-year-old long tom out of I Am Spike's Wish. Number 2 is the Tiffin Dragon. The driver is Tyler Bates, along with the trainer being Tyler Bates. This is a 2-year-old Fear the Dragon out of Scooch. To round out the field here, this is number 3, Lady Almas. Driver is Dale Edwards. Trainer is Carl Easterday. This is a 2-year-old Triumphant Caviar out of Lady Loy's. Now let's talk about some of the horses. Number 1 here, In My Dreams, is a half brother to Tommy L. Made over $500,000 with a mark of 154.4. Now for the number 2 horse, Bluegrass Lou, I should say, is the 3rd dam. Has thrown horses that have made over $1.7 million in combined totals. One of the ones I noted here was LD's Trish, making over $900,000. Now the 3 horse Lady Almas, the 2nd dam, is Sean Riches, throwing 5 horses, making over $800,000 in total. We're going to pick up the action here in race 1.
Tommy L. The Long Tom Gelding is the leader. In their second is Lady Almas, the Triumphant Caviar filly, and Dale Edwards looking to now pull from the pocket. And Dale Edwards is now on the move on the outside, coming up and after Tommy L. The Tiffin Dragon, the Fear of the Dragon filly, is there in 3rd as they went on by the half in 1:16, and around the turn they go. And Lady Almas went right to the lead, and Lady Almas now leads them by 3. Tommy L is there in 2nd. The Tiffin Dragon is puffing some smoke back in 3rd as they're now strung out as they move up the backstretch on their way to 3/4. And Dale Edwards now puts the pedal to the metal with Lady Almas. And Lady Almas is now pulled away by 4.5 lengths. Tommy L is trying to stay with them in 2nd. The Tiffin Dragon is 3rd. 3/4, 1:48. They'll round the turn. They'll head for home. And it's Lady Almas with the lead. Tommy L is still in 2nd. The Tiffin Dragon is 3rd. They're at the top of the stretch, and Tommy L has went off stride, so Lady Almas does turn 1st. It's Lady Almas who with the lead. She's picking them up and laying them down in the opener. Lady Almas and Dale Edwards will prevail.
Our first race today from the Crawford County Fairgrounds is in the books, and Lady Almas, a winner in 2:21. First quarter went in 37, second quarter in 1:16, third quarter in 1:48, and the final time on the 2-minute 20-second time bar was 2:21 for the winner, Lady Almas, who took control coming to the half and then, went away, and Tommy L had a break around the 3rd quarter, and that's something that you're going to have, in these matinees.
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing is this is a learning experience. This is getting used to horses coming up behind you, going around you, and the quicker they learn about the horse, fix the quirks, the better the horse will be during fair season.
So as we get set for the second, we've got a couple of changes. In the 6th race, it was a 2-horse field. The Biggest Affair has scratched, which left us with just 1 horse, Luck of the Iden. So they have moved Luck of the Iden down to the 2nd race, so we will have a 4-horse field here in the 2nd. The first is First Choice Gloria. This is one of Rosie Weaver's horses. She will train and drive. It's a 2-year-old filly by Global Republic. The number 2 is Gapham Gunner. Carl Easterday Jr. trains. Dale Edwards will be in the sulky, a 3-year-old colt by Long Tom that did have 12 starts as a 2-year-old, finished 3rd twice, earning $4,424. The number 3 is Dollars for Doris. Tyler Bates trains and drives the 2-year-old filly by Witt. And then moving down into this race is the number 4, Luck of the Iden, trained by Rebecca Nichols. Pierce Henry will drive. It's a 2-year-old colt by the Ponderosa.
Now to talk about the first horse here, First Choice Gloria. The 3rd dam is What Chippy. This horse has thrown a over $700,000 winner. This is What a Winner. Has won 37 times. Also, not only that, this is the 2nd foal, and the sire of Chapter of Love is Chapter 7. We know about all the Chapter 7s and how this sire is just so dominant, and it's provided horses like Joviality S, Cool Pop 50-1 winner, Cool Papa Bell, as well as Atlanta. I mean, sires are just as important as the mares when it comes to breeding.
Well, it depends on who you talk to. Some of them say the mares are more important. So that's one of those. It's a preference. You know, some people would like the mares and a good stallion. Some want great stallions. So it's, you know, one of those.
I feel like it's an even 50-50 sometimes. Depends on what people want and what they're looking for at the sales.
You know, you take a look at, you know, where that horse has thrown, you know, some great horses. You take a look at the number 2 here, or the number 4 here, Luck of the Iden. The mare Thelma June has only 2 foals, and this is the first one of racing age.
Right. Right.
So we will see what happens. Let's pick up the action for race number 2. It's a time bar of 2:15.
Gapham Gunner has the lead. Now moving up on the outside, here comes Dollars for Doris, and Doris is on the move as they continue on to 3/4. Gapham Gunner leads them 3 parts of a length. Dollars for Doris is on the outside second. First Choice Gloria third. Luck of the Iden is a tightening in fourth. 3/4, 143. They'll move around the final turn. Gapham Gunner on the inside. Dollars for Doris on the outside. And they're nose to nose. They're stride for stride. Moving around the turn to the top of the stretch. Gapham Gunner at the rail. The outside is still Dollars for Doris. Gapham Gunner is holding tough on the inside. Dollars for Doris is coming up just a few cents short here. It's Gapham Gunner to win.
All right, race 2 is in the books. Our winner here was Gapham Gunner. Carl Easterday here is 2 for 2 in a row, along with Dale Edwards. The time, the opening quarter was in 35, the half was in 109, the 3/4 was in 143, and the final mile was in 216. Now, the number 2 horse, Gapham Gunner, was looking good all the way until right after the half. Horse ended up making a break, tripped up a little bit. Some of the audience was like gasping because it was not pretty, but the horse instantly got back down on the trot and was set from there.
Well, and that shows something that you got to be happy about the horse, that, you know, it did break stride, but right away was able to get back on stride and gain control and came around and picked up the win. So like you said, Carl Easterday now 2 for 2. Dale Edwards 2 for 2. It's kind of nice when you win the first 2 of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely. And they're also Bucyrus locals too, which is even better.
So we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, Cheyenne is going to head to the backstretch to talk with Hank Levan when we return from these messages.
Racing is back at El Dorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long in the new grandstands. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. Tuesday and Wednesday post time is 3:15. Thursday through Saturday, the first race post time is 5:50. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with a $150,000 Next Generation on July 1st. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Rewards program. El Dorado Scioto Downs. Live racing is back.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Welcome back to Matinee Madness at Crawford County Fair. Here now with me is Hank Levan. Now, you got 9 in today. What made you decide to come here?
Well, it's the last one here before the fairs start, and we've been working on getting things trained down, and with Urbana not having theirs, we thought this was the next most logical place to come.
Now, you have 9 horses in. Is there any of them that we should be keeping an eye out for?
We'll know a lot more about them today, once we get done. But that Flash Miel, he's a pretty nice pacing colt. I think he's only in a division of 2 today, but he seems okay. And then, we've got a couple trotting fillies that are all right as well. Maybe Instant Fortune. She's got some speed if she minds her manners. And a pacing filly, Rockin' Ray, that's okay. We'll see. They're just kind of in kindergarten right now, so.
You never know with 2-year-olds, right? It's such a, you never know what can happen. And especially now they're getting to experience so many things like being behind the gate and different things of that sort. So one of the things I noticed is that you like the sire Team 6. What makes you like that sire compared to different ones?
Probably the biggest thing is they're affordable. If you want to be honest, we don't spend a ton of money comparatively to some other people, I guess, on colts. But Team L is the first one that we had, and she's been a nice mare for us. And then Fantastic L was the second one, and we bought a full sister to her, and she's in today. Her name's Cardi L. She's a little late coming yet, but I think we'll be okay. But no, mainly they were affordable, and we've had a little luck with them.
So when you go to the sale and you're looking at 2-year-olds, what is kind of like your price range, and where do you kind of cap off?
This year I bought horses as cheap as $2,000, and I think the most I give for anything this year was $16,000. So I really like to be kind of around that 10 number, but we've spent more than that in the past. But I don't think you necessarily have to spend a ton to get a competitive horse. I think a lot of it comes down to training and luck, and they don't know what they cost. And my grandpa always used to say, nobody ever knew how many home runs Babe Ruth's sister ever hit. So. It's really the luck of the draw.
Absolutely. Now, how many 2-year-olds do you have right now?
We've got 10 right now.
Yep. All right. Well, best of luck to you today, and we'll send it over to Frank for the next race.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cheyenne. We get set now for the third race, a time bar of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. This will be trotters. We have 4 of them. The number 1 is Creative Heart. Norman Robbins trains and drives. This is a 2-year-old filly by Creatine out of the mare Jessica Rain. The number 2 is Sir Cactus Jack. Rosie Weaver trains, and Don Irvine Jr. will do the driving. This is a 2-year-old colt by Volstead out of Rose Run Nelly. The number 3 is Scratch Off Ticket for all you lottery players. Tyler Bates trains and drives this 2-year-old What the Hill colt out of Bernice G. Hanover. And the number 4 is a horse that Hank Levan just talked about, Cardi L. Cardi L is by Team 6 and out of the SJ's Caviar mare Perceptive Caviar. Hank Levan trains, also will do the driving. And for Hank Levan, his earnings as a driver and as a trainer are so close. He has earned $1.3 million driving. As a trainer, a little bit more, $1.4 million. And taking a look at the number 2, the mare, Rose Run Nelly, that threw Sir Cactus Jack, earned $240,000 herself, taking a mark of 155.3. Sir Cactus Jack is her 4th foal. Let's pick up the action for race number 3.
They went on by the half in 1:08, and around the turn, Creative Heart still the leader. They're in second, Sir Cactus Jack. Then comes Scratch Off Ticket and Cardi L. Off the turn, up the backside, on their way to 3/4, Creative Heart, trying to make every pole a wedding one. Sir Cactus Jack trying to pounce from the pocket. Scratch Off Ticket is third with Cardi L. No position change yet as they go by 3/4. Creative Heart is the leader. They're in second, Sir Cactus Jack, 141 3/4 speed, and around that final turn, Creative Heart. Now here comes Sir Cactus Jack rolling up on the outside. Donovan Jr. pushes the button on this one. They swing to the top of the stretch. Creative Heart on the inside. Sir Cactus Jack on the outside. Creative Heart digs in. Sir Cactus Jack hits his best stride. Coming to the wire, it was Creative Heart who...
Race number 3 was an announcer's dream. 1, 2, 3, 4 the entire way. At the quarter, at the half, at 3/4, and at the finish. The first quarter, 34. The second quarter, 108. The third quarter, 141. And 212. The final for the winner, Creative Heart. Norman Robbins drove and trains the 2-year-old filly by Creatine. Sir Cactus Jack with Don Irvine Jr. was second. Rosie Weaver trains. Scratch Off Ticket was third. Cardi L was 4th. And it became a race around that final turn as Don Irvine pulled, tried to get around Creative Heart, but Creative Heart really dug in and showed something there coming down the stretch and able to hold on for the win.
And it's such a great learning experience with horses like that, where they get to kind of learn how to race and just be right there, super close at the wire. And not only that, for Sir Cactus Jack, we're going to talk about Volstead. This is the first crop of Volstead, so it'll be super exciting to see how the that sire fares out, whether it be in the Ohio Sire Stakes, Buckeye Stallion Series, or at fair racing in general.
So our fourth race is another trot, 4 horses to go behind the gate, a time bar of 2:10. What do we have, Cheyenne?
Number 1 is Phyllis L, driven by Louis Levan. The trainer is Hank Levan. This is a 2-year-old long tom out of Kelsey's Commando. Number 2 is Flexi Lady. The driver is Don Irvine Jr. Trainer is Rosie Weaver. This is a 2-year-old filly by Flex the Muscle out of Squares Princess. Number 3 is Instant Fortune L. Driver will be Hank Levan and trainer will be Hank Levan. This is What the Hill out of Outrageous Fortune. To round out the field, we have Countess Catherine. Tyler Bates is the trainer and driver. This is a full count out of Hooray Katie. Kelsey's Commando has made over 237,000 herself, and one of the horses that she has thrown is Sandus Commando L, who's made over 100,000 with a mark of 155.3 as a 4-year-old. So we're going to pick up the action here in race 4.
They'll circle the turn to the back stretch, and out there with the lead, it's still Instant Fortune L. Phyllis L is second, Flexi Lady is third, and that trailer is Countess Catherine as they continue on to 3/4. The leader is Instant Fortune L by 2.5. Phyllis L is chasing second, Flexi Lady is third, with Countess Catherine 3/4 home in 1:37. They'll move around the final turn. Instant Fortune L the leader. Phyllis L is second. Flexi Lady is third with Countess Catherine. They're at the top of the stretch. They're on their drive for the wire, and it's Instant Fortune L who's been there from the word go. Phyllis L in second. Flexi Lady is third. It is Instant Fortune L from start to finish.
It was a gate-to-wire victory for Instant Fortune L, winning in 2:09, but the time bar was 2:10, so they declare Phyllis L with Louis Levan the winner of the race. Now, in talking to Dave Stats, you know, if they miss the time bar by a lot, it could be costly.
The biggest thing is this is supposed to be a learning experience for all these babies. When you just go off and you're putting on crazy fractions, none of the other horses get to learn anything, and that's not really beneficial to anyone. So that's why I think, and honestly, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I mean, it's just so everybody gets a fair shot, everybody gets a great learning experience. First and second, they had 9 in, Hank Levan. Not bad to finish first and second, though, honestly.
And only missed the time bar by a second. So
Yeah.
Dave said because they only missed by a second, wasn't going to do it. But if they miss it by a lot, he will fine them $50. Yeah. So you want to make sure your stopwatch is working well and you're not going to get hit by that. So we will take a break here, and when we come back, I'll be joined by the man calling the races today, Ayers Ratliff, right after this. For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring for and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sired at 12, that have earned over $1 million. Lane of Stone, a multiple Ohio Sire Stakes winner at 2 and 3. Heart of Chewbacca, standing his first year at Hagemeyer Farms, holds the 3-year-old pacing record for the fastest mile on any 5/8 mile track in Ohio. And Rodeo Romeo, a half-brother to Millionaire Stallion Check 6. Hagemeyer Farms, looking to stand the next great stallion in Ohio.
Racing is back at El Dorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long in the new grandstands. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. Tuesday and Wednesday post time is 3:15. Thursday through Saturday, the first race post time is 5:50. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with a $150,000 Next Generation on July 1st. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Rewards program. El Dorado Scioto Downs. Live racing is back.
Welcome back to Matinee Madness at the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, joined now by the man calling today's races, Ayers Ratliff. And it's always got to be...
Morning here, Frank.
Good morning. It's always got to be fun when you get back behind the mic, isn't it?
You know it is, and this will be the first races I've called this entire year, which is a big change up for me that I've usually called, 4,000 races a year, and so with my recent change of careers, this will be different.
How long has it been since you've gone this far into a summer calling a race?
Well, I mean, I've worked at Northfield for almost 16 years, so I mean, it's been close to two decades before I've had a 6-month stint off.
How'd you get started?
So I used to be a mutual teller at Scioto Downs when I was going to Ohio State, and I worked always the window next to a woman by the name of Winnie Garabise, and her father used to be the speed superintendent at the Canton Fair, and that's kind of where I got my whole start.
Do you miss not calling the races now that you've changed careers?
Do I miss not announcing? Yes, but I much prefer my schedule, and we've had a lot more family time and a lot more, a better home life and in a better retirement plan that I'm in, and that was my big driving factor of why that I changed.
Now, in this new role, though, you're still in harness racing. You are now working for the Ohio State Racing Commission. What do you do?
So I am the investigator for the state of Ohio, and I have transitioned from being a promoter of harness racing to being a promoter of harness racing done correctly. And I still love the sport. Still, I'm a advocate for harness racing, and just have a little bit of a different role at this point.
And this has you going all over the state, doesn't it?
It does. For the last month, I've primarily been at Scioto Downs. We hired a new licensing person who's going to be fantastic, and so I've spent the last month training her, and I will be bouncing back between Northfield and Scioto and being at a lot of fairs this summer.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at the fairs, and we'll let you get back over to the booth and call the next race.
We look to have a good day.
Let's send it over to Cheyenne and take a look at the next race.
Now heading into race 5, this is a trot with a time bar of 2:10. We're going to go through the field here. Number 1 is Grover Hill. Trainer and driver is Tyler Bates. This is a What the Hill out of Hurricane Hazel. Moving on to number 2, Barb Lewis is the driver and trainer for Stable Creek Triumph. Moving on to number 3 is Benny K.L. Trainer and driver is Hank Levan. This is an Enterprise out of Great Ideal Chain. Moving on to rounding out the field here is number 4, Count Star. Norman Robbins is the trainer and driver. This is a full count out of Sister Star. Now going on back to number 1, Grover Hill, the dam, Hurricane Hazel. In her career alone has made over $102,000 with a mark of 153-3 as a 5-year-old. Also to talk about number 2, Stable Creek Triumph, the dam Stable Creek Bar, has made over $136,000 in her career. And going further to the second dam, Our Cora has made over $500,000 in career earnings. We're going to pick up the action here in race 5.
Going by the half in 107, around the turn they go. Grover Hill the leader. Stable Creek Triumph in second. Benny K.L. is sliding up the rail in third. And the trailer Count Star up the back stretch on their way for 3/4. Grover Hill with the lead. Benny K.L. is now making progress from the pocket as they go by 3/4. Stable Creek Triumph is third. In their fourth, Count Star. 3/4, 138, and here comes Benny K.L. And Benny K.L. is on the move now up to pressure Grover Hill as they swing and wing to the top of the stretch. Benny K.L. on the outside. Grover Hill is at the rail. Top of the stretch on their way home, and Benny K.L. Grover Hill is digging in. Benny K.L. Grover Hill fights back but went off stride, and it's Benny K.L. to score.
The 5th race is in the books. It was a 2-minute and 10-second time bar for the Trotters, and we had a little bit of everything in that race. The first quarter in 34, it was 107 to the half. The third quarter in 138, and the final was 208 with the number 3 Benny K.L. crossing the line first, just as Grover Hill broke stride at the line. So that means the winner at the time bar is going to be the number 3 Stable Creek Triumph. Barb Lewis trains, owns, and drove that homebred in that race. So finishes third but gets the time bar win. So a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And in that race. But it was a great race and down around the end, and we saw the battle between Benny KL and Grover Hill as Benny KL caught up to him around the turn. They battled down the stretch, and just as Benny KL got to the side of Grover Hill, might have saw him out to the side and broke stride there as they crossed the line.
And not only that too, sometimes when you start to crank up the heat and you start trying to get your horse to go into another gear and get him to go faster, and then you have that horse coming up onto the outside of you, that's when they start making a break too. You know, it's just this too much too soon maybe.
So we're halfway through the card. Now remember, there is no race 6 because one horse scratched out of that. So when we come back, we'll have the 7th race, but Cheyenne will be heading back to the backside to talk to Rosie Weaver right after this.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring for and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sired at 12 that have earned over $1 million. Lane of Stone, a multiple Ohio Sire Stakes winner at 2 and 3. Heart of Chewbacca, standing his first year at Hagemeyer Farms, holds the 3-year-old pacing record for the fastest mile on any 5/8 mile track in Ohio. And Rodeo Romeo, a half-brother to millionaire stallion Check 6. Hagemeyer Farms, looking to stand the next great stallion in Ohio.
Welcome back to Matinee Madness at Crawford County Fair. With me now is Rosie Weaver. Now, how many you got in today?
Just 3.
Just 3. Now, I wanted to learn a little bit about the horse named First Choice Gloria. I don't know why, that horse was just catching my eye. Just tell me a little bit more about him.
We bought her, Willis and I, it's actually Willis's filly, at the August sale, the early sale. We call her the mouse for a reason. She's so tiny. She was really tiny early on, and she actually filled out, and she can really trot. She was a little behind. She got sick for a while. So that's kind of why she's here today, just for a little practice, which I don't know how that's going to go because she's in with a 3-year-old, so they must think she's okay.
So speaking of the horses that you have in today, is there any that you want us to keep an eye out on?
There's no horse in particular. The 2 other ones that I have here today, Sir Cactus Jax and Flexi Lady, they're both owned by new owners for me this year. And Jax has actually I think he's got 4 owners. And they're all like older gentlemen who kind of bought into him just to kind of follow him this year. So I really hope he does good. Something for him to look forward to come out to watch. And most of them are here today and pretty excited to watch, so I hope he behaves.
And speaking of that, is there any horses that are they meeting your expectations? Are they on track to where you want them to be this year in 2023?
The ones today they're probably going to start the season out mostly at the fairs. They could easily step it up. They can go, they might mature into being as good as any of them, but I do have about 10 of them. Well, the ones that were on Freshman Focus will all have a shot to qualify at Northfield or Scioto. Most of them will probably skip Paulding, but you might see most of them at some fairs at some point.
What made you decide to come here to Crawford County Fair instead of the other matinees?
Kind of my schedule, really. And I think it kind of worked out for, like I said, for all the owners to be here today that own Flexi Lady as a first-time owner for me too, Mark and Kathy. Very good people, and they're both here today, and I'm just glad that I could bring them out, and it looks like a beautiful day, and hopefully they'll all perform okay.
Speaking of new things, I noticed you have a dog here with you today. Tell me a little bit more about him.
Well, he'll be in for a long summer. I just, obviously I'm not married and I don't have any kids, so I have him. And he's only 6 months old. His name's Bolt, and he'll be pretty much at every fair this summer if he behaves. He's also at the matinee for the same reason the horses are today. So if he behaves today, he'll be able to keep going, and if he misbehaves, then you probably won't see him again.
Well, best of luck to you today, and we'll send it back to Frank for the next race.
Thanks.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Let's get set now for the 7th race, a time bar of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. We have 3 pacers to go behind the gate. The number 1 is Holden Mama L. Hank Levan trains and drives this 2-year-old filly by Pet Rock, owned by Levan Stables. The number 2 is Let's Do the Macarena. Pierce Henry will drive for trainer Dan Conkright. This is a 2-year-old colt by Dancing Yankee. Hurley Racing of Dublin, Ohio is the owner. The number 3 is the 3-year-old filly in this field, Scooter Flow. Daniel Jones drives and trains this 3-year-old. Did make 4 starts last year as a 2-year-old. Did not hit the board, earning $600. Was a $6,500 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale. Hold'em Mama L's is sired by Pet Rock out of Shake What Mama Gave You, who has 4 foals, 3 of them by Pet Rock. This is the 2nd of racing age. The number 2, Let's Do the Macarena, is out of Mox Delicacy, who has thrown 6 foals. 4 have made it to the track. They have earned over $300,000 combined. Let's pick up the action of race 7.
They'll straighten up off the turn, up the backstretch, and move on to 3/4. Scooter Flow looks to be in hand thus far. Holden Mama L is right there, nose to helmet in 2nd. Let's Do the Macarena is 3rd. As they continue on to the 3/4 mile mark of the race, Scooter Flow the leader. There in 2nd is Holden Mama L. Let's Do the Macarena. 3/4, 138. Moving around the final turn, Scooter Flow the leader. Holden Mama L is now peeking from the pocket. Let's Do the Macarena back there in 3rd as they swing to the top of the stretch. Scooter Flow turns with the lead. Holden Mama L to the outside 2nd. It's Scooter Flow. Holden Mama L trying to be there. Scooter Flow, Holden Mama L, Scooter Flow to win.
It was a 2:10 time bar for the Pacers, but 2 of them, the 1st and 2nd horse, came across the line in 2:09, so that meant the 3rd place finisher, Let's Do the Macarena, ends up being named the winner. But it was a battle down the stretch between Scooter Flow and Hold'em Mama L as they crossed the line in 2:09. Scooter Flow just a neck ahead of Hold'em L Mama. 34 for the 1st quarter, 106 for the half, 138 for 3/4, and 2:09 for the final in that race. Now, the winner driver was Pierce Henry. He was only 26. This year at the fairs, we're going to be having the Terry Holton Memorial Youth Driving Series. It's going to be 4 events with then the finals at the Montgomery County Fair races at Hollywood Dayton. They'll race at the Pickaway County Fair, the Fayette County Fair, the Champaign County Fair, and the Darke County Fair. And this is for young drivers between the age of 16 and 21. Now, the OHHA does award every year the Terry Holton Youth Award, which goes to a young person who is active in harness racing. And a couple of drivers you may have heard of, Tyler Smith, Brady Galliers, Matt Kikali, have all won the Terry Holton Youth Award. So maybe this could be a stepping stone for another one of those young Terry Holton Youth Award winners, maybe one that wins the driving series that goes on to a career. Now, the winner of that will get a painted race bike for the winner of the series by Doug Guthrie, and 2nd place will be getting a stopwatch. So if you're interested in participating in the Terry Holton Youth Driving Series, please call the OHHA office at 614-221-3650. And Cheyenne, we're going to have a time bar of 2:10 for the 8th race, so tell us who we've got coming in the 8th race.
So number 1, we have Rockin' Ray L, driven by Hank Levan and trained by Hank Levan. This is a 2-year-old Field of Dragon out of Rockonomics. Illustrious Promise is number 2. Drew Neal will be the driver, and Curtis Macy will be the trainer. This is an art director 2-year-old by Judy's Promise. To round out the field, we have KB's Well Done. Pierce Henry is the driver. Dan Conkright is the trainer. This is a Well Said out of Ambro Abstract. Now, do you have anything you want to talk about with the horses?
Well, we got The number one, Rockonomics, has thrown 5 foals. Rockonomics is the mare who threw Rockin' Ray L. 5 foals, 4 of them to the track, including Cash Roll, which was sired by Roll with Joel. 16 career wins, earned $277,000. And KB's Well Done, the number 3 here, was purchased for $11,000 at the Buckeye Classic sale. And Ambro Abstract, which is the mare for KB's Well Done, has 12 foals. 9 of them have made it to the track. They have earned over $750,000. So let's pick up the action for race number 8.
They'll move off the turn and head up the backstretch to 3/4. Rockin' Ray L and Hank Levan, the leaders. They're in second. KB's Well Done. Pierce Henry looking anxious in the pocket. In their third, Illustrious Promise as they continue to 3/4. Rockin' Ray L by 1. KB's Well Done to the outside second. 139 3/4 speed. They'll round the turn to the top of the stretch. Rockin' Ray L is bracing for the challenge. KB's Well Done to the outside. They're in second. These two look like a horse in their shadow as they come to the top of the stretch. Rockin' Ray L digs in. KB's Well Done to the outside. Rockin' Ray L. KB's Well Done. Rockin' Ray L holds on to win.
The 8th race is in the books. It was a time bar of 2:10, and the winner crossed in 2:08 3/5. That was Rockin' Ray L with Hank Levan in the bikes. Right behind him, though, was Pierce Henry, KB's Well Done. So that means the winner of the 2:10 race with the time bar was Illustrious Promise. Stacy May picked up the drive in that. And again, just all the horses stayed flat. They did what they were expected to do. A good battle down the stretch, got a little quick, and therefore they beat the time bar by just a second and 2/5. But they want them at that 2:10, not at 2:08 3/5.
Exactly, but it's always good for them to learn, just learn about how to get around the turns and just learn about where their feet are. And not only that, learn how to battle to the wire, basically, and just keep digging all the way to the end and not give up or quit.
Well, we've got 3 races left to go. When we come back, Cheyenne heads to the backstretch again, and this time she'll interview Susie Robbins, who's stabled here at the Crawford County Fairgrounds right after this.
Racing is back at El Dorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long in the new grandstands. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. Tuesday and Wednesday post time is 3:15. Thursday through Saturday, the first race post time is 5:50. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with a $150,000 Next Generation on July 1st. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Rewards program. El Dorado Scioto Downs. Live racing is back.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Welcome back to Matinee Madness at Crawford County Fair. Here with me now is Susie Robbins. Now, how long have you been in the business for?
Probably over 50 years in some capacity. Like say back in the 50s, my mother made colors for the drivers. Lawrence Burwell, who's been a mainstay at this track for years, was married to my aunt, and she passed away. And Gordy Stetler from Attica, Ohio, had Addie O'Skip for a while, him and his wife. Joyce was my first cousin, and my first husband, Lee Stahl, Ryan Stahl's dad. We've been since the 70s, and so it's been a long while.
So you just moved into this barn about a month ago. What do you like about it?
Everything. The barn is awesome. The stalls are awesome. People are awesome. Just Dave does a wonderful job for this. We're just tickled to death.
What do you like about this fairgrounds compared to some of the other fairgrounds you've been to?
Well, we came from Attica, so the car races was our big deterrent. You know, we tried for several years to work around them. They tried, but, you know, that's the big money maker for Attica, so that's the first priority. So that's basically why we came down here.
Now, how many do you have in today?
2. We have a 2-year-old creatine filly and a 2-year-old full count colt that we raised out of our dam.
What do you love about the homebreds compared to maybe saying buying them at the auction?
Well, of course I'd be prejudiced. The dam of Count Star was second in the Kentucky Sire Stakes. She was an awesome mare, broke 2 bones. Didn't even realize she had 2 fractures when she was in the Sire Stake, and raced on 2 fractures and still finished second. So, but when you're there from the beginning, it's there's nothing like it. Seeing them born and raising them, and it's the best life.
And you're hoping that this horse you have in today is just as tough as that dam, huh?
We're hoping. It's a long time coming, but we'll see. He's got a good personality like hers.
Well, best of luck to you today, and I'll send it back to Frank for the next race.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Cheyenne. Now we'll take a look at the 9th race, a time bar of 2:05. So we're going to pick up the pace a little bit. These are pacers that will go to the track. The number 1 is Fancy Feet. Logan Ebersol will drive. He also trains this 2-year-old colt by Dancin' Yankee. The number 2 is out of the Hank Levan barn, Flash Me L. Hank Levan drives and trains this 2-year-old Dancing Yankee. This is a homebred, bred by Rosemary Levan. The number 3 is Stone's Desire. Pierce Henry will drive for trainer Robert Brooks, a 2-year-old gelding by Major Stone. Now, Fancy Feet is by Dancing Yankee out of Muscat Middale, who has thrown 6 foals. 4 of them have gotten to the tracks, including Rocket Out, who has 26 career wins and has earned $233,000 and has a mark of 149 in 4. Emerald Flash, the mare of Flash Me L, has 5 foals. 3 of them are racing age. And while Stone Desire's mare, Connie's Desire, this is her first foal of racing age. Let's pick up the action in race number 9.
Moving here by the half, Stone's Desire. Out there by a length and 3/4, halfway home in 1:05. They're in second, Fancy Feet. Flash Me L is third. Around the turn, they'll move on into the backstretch, and now Flash Me L is moving up on the outside, was third, now second, and moving right up after the leader. Onto the 3/4 mile marker they go, and bam! Flash Me L moves right to the lead. In their second is Stone's Desire. Fancy Feet is third, moving by 3/4, 1:35, and around this final turn, Flash Me L has that lead. Stone's Desire trying to re-rally from second. Fancy Feet says, "You take it, boys," as they come to the top of the stretch. And with the lead, it's still Flash Me L. There in second is Stone's Desire. Flash Me L. Flash Me L will win.
The 9th race is in the book, and that may have been the most impressive performance of the day we've seen so far. Flash Me L, with an unbelievable move just past the half mile, took control of the race with Hank Levan and came charging home. And you made the comment that we were talking about. Once you saw that move, throw the time bar out.
Yeah. I mean, with the mile in 2, 3, and 3, you saw that power move, and you just thought to yourself, wow, this is a nice horse. And just thinking, it just was so natural, that move for that horse. It was just nice and smooth and seamless. But I'm like, there ain't no way. They're not keeping that time bar in 2.5.
Closing quarter was in 28 and 3 for the 2-year-old colt by Dancing Yankee. Flash Me L was the winner. Stone's Desire a close second, but the winner by virtue of the time bar was number 1, Fancy Feet. So that's the race 9. 2 left to go. Let's talk about the 10th race that we've got coming up. This one, a time bar also of 2:05 for the Pacers. 3 will go behind the gate.
Number 1 is Black Vet. The driver will be Stacy Mays. The trainer will be Terry Henry. This is a Big Barn Ray out of Hillcrest Crystal. Number 2 is Quigley L. Trainer and driver will be Hank Levan. This is a Fear the Dragon out of What's Wrong With That. Number 3, to round out the field, is Perfect Paradise. Pierce Henry is the driver, and Robert Brooks is the trainer. Sire is Well Said out of It's Perfect.
So let's pick up the action in race number 10.
The 3 2-year-olds move on here by the half. In 1:06, Black Vet is the leader. Quigley L biding his time in the pocket in Perfect Paradise. Yet to strike from the back. They're getting a bit more bunched up as they will move on into the backside. Black Vet. Quigley L is now looking to roll from the pocket. Perfect Paradise looks to follow as they go into the 3/4, and here comes Quigley. Quigley L on the outside to Poconos on top. Black Vet after rail. Perfect Paradise is third. The pace is definitely quickening here. They went by 3/4, 1:37. They're now 3 across the racetrack as they move around the turn to the top of the stretch, and we got a horse race here in Bucyrus, Ohio. They're at the top of the stretch. Anybody's race as they turn for home. Black Vet, Quigley L, Perfect Paradise on the grandstand side. Quigley L surges between them. Quigley L to win.
In the words of Ayers Ratliff, we had ourselves a horse race coming down that final stretch as they were 3 wide, and when they crossed the line, it was Hank Levan and Quigley L with the win. Coming in second from the back was Perfect Paradise, and Black Vet finished third, 33 for the quarter, 106 for the half, 137 for 3/4, and 205 and 1 in the final. That makes that final quarter 28 and 1. So they were coming.
Yeah. Not only that with Quigley L, I mean, just being, when it comes to just being a driver or just harness racing in general, it's just being patient. Sitting in the pocket, waiting for the right time to come out, and that is exactly what happened with Quigley L. Hank Levan just sat there, waited for the time, and just came out and just went on by.
And then showed what he had coming down the stretch to hang on and win the race. Perfect Paradise finishing second. Black Vet was third. We've got one race left to go here on our Matinee Madness from the Crawford County Fairgrounds, and we will return with the 11th and final race right after this. For 4 generations, Hagemeyer Farms has been caring for and breeding standardbred racehorses. Hagemeyer Farms is home to a roster of champion stallions, including Western Terror, sired at 12, that have earned over $1 million. Lane of Stone, a multiple Ohio Sire Stakes winner at 2 and 3. Heart of Chewbacca, standing his first year at Hagemeyer Farms, holds the 3-year-old pacing record for the fastest mile on any 5/8 mile track in Ohio. And Rodeo Romeo, a half-brother to Millionaire Stallion Check 6. Hagemeyer Farms, looking to stand the next great stallion in Ohio.
Racing is back at El Dorado Scioto Downs. Catch the excitement all summer long in the new grandstands. Live racing every Tuesday through Saturday nights. Tuesday and Wednesday post time is 3:15. Thursday through Saturday, the first race post time is 5:50. Mark your calendar to see the future stars with a $150,000 Next Generation on July 1st. Horse players earn points with the new Caesars Rewards program. El Dorado Scioto Downs. Live racing is back.
Welcome back to the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, Ohio, as we get set for the final race of our Matinee Madness. Here today, this will be again a 2:05 time bar, a mile for the Pacers. 4 will go behind the gate. The number 1 is Rockin' My Boxers. Stacy Mays will drive for Terry Henry, a 2-year-old colt by Pet Rock. The number 2 is Here's Popeye. Pierce Henry drives for Robert Brooks. This is a 2-year-old colt by Bit of a Legend. The number 3 is Secret. Logan Ebersol drives and trains this Down by the Seaside, the first Down by the Seaside we've seen today. Yeah. And this one sold for $30,000 at the Ohio Select sale, so it'll be interesting to keep an eye on this horse. And the number 4 is Buckeye Proud. Pierce Henry drives for Rebecca Nichols, a 2-year-old by the Ponderosa.
Talking about the number 3 Secret. Now, the dam, Heather's Madeline, never raced, but the second dam earned over $914,000, and that's 'Cause She Can, with a lifetime mark of 149 and 4. Down by the Seasides have just been so dominant, especially in the Buckeye State and beyond the Buckeye State, with By the Missile and just several other horses. So it'll be really interesting to see how well this horse does today.
And the Down by the Seasides, again, were very powerful in the Ohio Sire Stakes this past Saturday up at Northfield Park. The 2 colt pacing events won by Down by the Seaside. So we'll see what Secret can do here. We'll pick up our final race, the 11th, here at the Crawford County Fairgrounds.
Moving up by the half in 104 and around the turn. Here's Popeye. 8 is Spinach this morning, and he's on the lead by a length and a quarter. Rockin' My Boxers trying to tighten in. Then it is Buckeye Proud and Secret. Straightening away to the backstretch. On their way to 3/4, the leader is Here's Popeye. Buckeye Proud is now on the move on the outside. At the rail is Rockin' My Boxers, and the trailer remains Secret. To 3/4 we go. Here's Popeye with the lead, 135. In their second is Rockin' My Boxers. Outside in third is Buckeye Proud with Secret. Moving around the turn to the top of the stretch, and it's Here's Popeye. Here's Popeye has the lead and is now jumped off stride. Here's Popeye lost his stride. Coming to the wire, it's Rockin' My Boxers. Rockin' My Boxers rolls home today. Tight.
Well, that's a nice way to wrap up our Matinee Madness from the Crawford County Fairgrounds. A great race here in the 11th. Your winner was Rockin' My Boxer, but only because of Here's Popeye, who went off stride coming out of the final turn and down the stretch. Finishing second was Buckeye Proud, and third was the number 3 Secret. The final time was 2:04.4, so the winner by virtue of the time bar though was the number 4 Buckeye Proud. Hank Levan was in the bike for that. So a good day of racing. We saw a few breaks, not as many as you see at matinees, so it was kind of nice that these horses are starting to get ready for the fair season, which, believe it or not, begins in just a week.
Not only that, too, with the standardbred breed, we're just breeding them just to get better and better and faster and faster. I mean, let's just talk about, to go back a little bit further, talk about Bulldog Hanover with that 145.4 mark. So these horses are just going to get better and faster. And when you look at the breeding on these, some people question, like, to talk about Secret a little bit more. They're like, why would they breed Heather's Madeline? But as a trainer, you're not looking at just the first dam. You're going back looking at the second, third, and as I'm quoting Anthony McDonald here from stable.ca, he says they'll go even as far as the 4th and 5th dam just to go look at the value. How much, the value of the dollar. What is the best price? What is the best way to go about buying a yearling and training it down?
And it doesn't matter whether it's a $3,000 yearling or a $30,000 yearling. You've got to get it to the track to get it to race, and then you find out what it's really worth for you. So that'll wrap it up from the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus. We want to thank David Statz, the Crawford County Fair Manager, for everything today, along with our announcer, Ayers Ratliff. Don't forget, our first fair is less than a week away. June 12th, we kick it off at Paulding. 2 days of racing. We will have that live on the OHHA Facebook page. So for Matt Clark, Cheyenne Crispin, I'm Frank Frost, saying so long from the Crawford County Fairgrounds in Bucyrus, Ohio. We hope to see you at a fair this summer. Goodbye, everybody. This has been Matinee Madness. Matinee Madness is presented by the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center, Hagemeyer Farm, and Eldorado Scioto Downs. Matinee Madness is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.